Right, then let's discuss 2023 paper. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Who are present? Nesha, Rashini, Kavindya, Tarushi. Then absent, one girl said she has class. Rashini Dilsarani did not join. And Sanduni has to join. Yes. Never mind. Let's analyze the paper first. One is composition. Write the composition of one of the following topics, paying attention to relevant facts and supporting evidence. Structure, organization, coherent argument, accurate language expressions. The past is not dead. In fact, it's not even the past. How useful in this insight in understanding the post-war context in Sri Lanka. Right? 75-year independence school education in Sri Lanka still demonstrates urban privilege and rural disadvantage. Do you agree? Write a short story that incorporates the idea. The violence was utterly unnecessary, but not surprising at all. Here, using this title and this as the beginning line, you have to develop a story. Write a review of a film that sensitively portrays economic exploitation and class hierarchies in South Asia. That you should know one film based then. Write a report on the effects of climate change on Sri Lanka, right? After that, reading, comprehension, and praising. This word we pronounce as praising. Read the following passage and answer the questions given below. The ancient, Aryan, and revised. That means you have to write a précis summary of this. For this paper, you don't need any literature knowledge. Okay, language only. There are 6 passages. You have to summarize it. Within how many words? Read the following passage and answer. Yes, read the comprehension and précis. Right. Then first you have to read this passage and write the answer. After that, in the letter of the corner, correct answer in your answer script against the number of the relevant question. Yes. Right. You have to answer this. After that, part B, write a précis summarizing the passage given in question number 2 above, following the instruction given below. Use your own words as far as possible. Above text, you have to summarize. You have to use your own words, not the words in the text. Begin the précis on a new sheet. Divide your page into 5 columns. You have to divide it into 5 columns. And number the lines. When you go to this exam, you have to take a pencil also, okay? Pencil and a ruler to divide. Number the lines, number 1, 2, 3. When you write articles and helping verbs, also words, write the précis within the following word range, 175 to 185. If you have write 174, no marks. 186, no marks. Right? Your word range should be within this. Minimum 175, maximum 185. Therefore, you have to take extra paper from the exam hall, rough paper, and do that and take into the paper. State the number of words you have used in your précis. At the end of the précis, you have to write the number. Yes. Read the following passage and answer the question given below in using your own words as far as possible. I mean, if you get 10 marks from that literature paper, if you can get 35 for this, then also 45 marks. I mean, for at least my target, not test, you have to get A passes. Read the following passage and answer the question given below. Using your own words as far as possible. Provide specific examples from the text to support your point of view. There's a passage. Yes, after that, there are questions, yes. Then read the following poem and answer the question given below in using your own words as far as possible. Provide specific examples from the text to support your point of view. There's a poem, and after that, questions are there. That's the whole paper. Now let's go to the beginning. Thus, I will dictate answers for at least last 10 years papers. Those syllabus changed in between. This paper same every year from 2000, I think from about 1995, this paper structure same. Literature is the different one. So you have to pay attention to this paper also. Some students learn literature only. That's very wrong. Literature in my class, I will emphasize to you. Write a composition on one of the following topics. Paying attention to relevant facts and supporting evidence. Structure, organization, coherent argument, accurate language and expression. All the things are examined. This is advanced level, you know. It is called, yes, not O level. Advanced level. Right. Now, at the exam, you can select one film review or short story or any report. Now, there's a report, film review, short story, argumentative essay, and essay. Let's go to the first. The past is not dead. In fact, it is not even the past. That's the topic. How useful this insight in understanding the post-war context in Sri Lanka? Now, there's a problem. You don't know what war and what post-war. Now, we are passing post-war generation. Yes. Sanduni, how old are you? No, I want to know whether... Yes. All you are like same age, then you don't know anything about war. Sri Lanka, they are also war, right? Now I will dictate you one answer. Write the topic like that. The past is not dead. The past is not dead. Full stop. In fact, it's not even past. It's not even past. After that, you ask, how useful is this insight in understanding the post-war context in Sri Lanka? Right. Start like this. You have to give introduction first, introductory para first, right? Citizens of Sri Lanka are well experienced in the terrible events of war during the its actual pronunciation during the war period which lasted 30 years. When writing 30, writing in letters, 30 years till that was finished in 2009. Yes. Mother Sri Lanka lost her valuable lives as soldiers of both terrorists and Sri Lankan forces as well as civilians as the most horrible aftermath aftermath of the terrorism. Yes. Of course, that was a civil war between two groups of the citizens of Sri Lanka since the cadres cadres of LTTE were also the citizens of Sri Lanka who were born here. Yes. The terrorist organization called Liberation of Tamil Elam, capital E, simply LM, Liberation of Tamil Elam, within bracket LTTE, declared war on the Sri Lankan government having armed as a guerrilla GUERRIL guerrilla terrorist group fighting in order to establish their own Elam regime, capital E, simple Elam regime in northern east provinces in Sri Lanka. Yes. However, their attempt was foiled, FOILD, foiled by Sri Lankan forces in 2009 after 30 years of severe damages to both side. Full stop. The life damages for LTTE is not accounted, but Sri Lankan forces lost around 30,000 valuable lives and so many most innocent civilians in every nook and corner of the country. Now, when we write answers to 10 years past papers, definitely you can write your own, because different topics, the way you write, corner of the country. Yes. LTTE not only blasted bombs in north and east but also in urban areas, including Colombo, Gold and Candy. In their attack, more than 30 aircrafts in Katunayak Airport were destroyed. Central bank attack, inland, INLA and inland, revenue department, inland revenue department attack, inland revenue department attack, Gold Harbor attack, are still in the memory of Sri Lankans. Yes. LTTE also made suicide unit with high explosive mines and blasted in urban areas. Right. Child conscription, CONSCRIPTION, child conscription was child conscription means taking little children for war. Most horrible and inhuman act that LTTE made. Yes. They often violated international human rights as well as military rules. There are international military rules. MILTAR, military rules. What are they? Right. Civil areas, they can't attack. Right. Making suicide unit is wrong. right? Only Sri Lankan LTTE as a terrorist group did that. Everyone had to wear cyanide capsule. If army caught them, before getting caught, they had to eat that cyanide capsule. Right. Last night in my BA classes, third year, I was discussing this story, their prescription. Tigers don't confess. Vishakesha Chandrasekhar. In that story, that is prescribed for University of Jayawardhanapura BA in English third year, external one. In that, there are some events. One is about a girl called Shalini. Shalini, university girl, she gave up her university and joined LTT as suicide bomber. Therefore, on a boat, she was taken to India, and in Apollo Hospital, her breasts were removed. And then, after several months, she was taken to Sri Lanka because that surgery was done in order to fix that bomb kit. Right? Yes, like that, inhuman things were done. Also, General Fonseca attack in army headquarters, that is done by pregnant woman. Army headquarters maintain maternity clinic. One Tamil woman appeared as Sinhala, right, used to visit that clinic, and army soldiers also knew her. One day, when she was about 8 months in pregnancy, she wore high explosive bomb kit, and when Fonseca was coming, she jumped onto the car. Right, Fonseca's rider, that riders in guard, try to attack this woman, kick this woman, and Fonseca got a pistol to shoot the rider because attacking that pregnant woman. But soon blasted, Fonseca fell with pistol in one hand and bubbles in other hand. Right. Colombo Mahamaya College, yes, I remember. No, sorry, Colombo Debalika College girls. Their band team was going somewhere. They were waiting for train in Colombo Feta railway station. Suddenly, there was a blast, and I think nearly 20 or like that girls, their teacher, all were killed. I mean, not there were so inhuman things. They raided villages and civilians were killed. Yes. They also planned to murder Mahinda Rajapaksa. But fortunately, it was foiled by CID. Yes. Right. New para. All those fatal memories, fatal memories, are still haunting. HAUNTING, haunting. Online තමයි කරන්නේ. ඔයාලට join වෙන්න ඕනද? හරි. ඔව්. ඔයා මේ අවුරුද්දේ ලබන අවුරුද්දේද ලියන්නේ? හරි. දැන් මේ වෙලාවේ මොකද කරන්නේ? මේ වෙලාවේ මේ ෆ්‍රී නම් ඉන්නේ දෙන්න ජොයින් වෙන්න මම ලිටරචර් මේ සෝරි ලැන්ග්වේජ් පේපර් එක ඩිස්කස් කරනවා. දැන් බෑ නේද? කැන්ඩි වල ගර්ල්ස්ලා කට්ටියල්ලු. එයාලටම අක්කා කෙනෙක් ළඟට අයියා කෙනෙක් ළඟට එළු ක්ලාස් ගියේ. කෙරුන්නේ නැහැලු. අක්කලා අයියලා ළඟට ක්ලාස් ගිහලා හරියනවා. ඒ ලෙවල් ලිටරචර් වලට. All those fatal memories are still haunting in the එහෙම නේද මං කිව්වේ? Memories of Sri Lankan folk, FOLK, Sri Lankan folk, FOLK, irrespective of whether they are Tamils, Sinhala or Muslims. Now, also there is another story for that A-level, degree. Now you are thinking that I am talking unnecessary things. No. Rasanayagam's last ride. Okay. It's called Rasanayagam's last ride. In Sri Lanka, there was a man called Rasanayagam. Rasanayagam and Philip Fernando are friends, right? They together learned in university. Rasanayagam from Jaffna. That man, Philip Fernando, joined as ASV in Sri Lanka Police Department. He married Sita, a Tamil woman. 83 violence started, and Rasanayagam, when visiting his friend Philip Fernando South, that time Philip D.I.G. Colombo. However, Philip managed to practice pronunciation Baldia. You'd better ask your fathers, they know. 83 violent Sinhala people put barriers on Colombo, every road, right, to catch Tamils and kill. So, Muslims helped them to escape. Sometimes Kandaya wore as Muhammad and went, but Sinhala people know it. One thing, Tamil people couldn't pronounce Baldia. They Valdio, Paldia pronounce. So every junction, Sinhala people are keeping Baldi, bucket, Panittu. And when buses were stopped, checked people, and your name? Muhammad. Muhammad, what is this word? Baldi, go. If it Paldi, take and kill. It's like that, so many people were killed, but government remained silent. They were the reason to this war, but I'm not talking these things because your young minds can't understand these things. You are still not mature enough, therefore I am not going to spoil your ears. Yes. Therefore, the past is not dead. The past is not dead. Full stop. In fact, it is not even the past Right, full stop. That is because there are disqualified people are also conducting classes. That's why the reason for students to fail. I am not criticizing anyone. Yes, for English literature A level, a student must select a graduate and a postgraduate man also. Yes, that is because mm, the most pathetic, P-A-T-H-E-T-H, pathetic consequences, consequences pathetic consequences of this 30-year extended war I still bothering the B-O-T-H-E-R bothering the minds of the citizens of Sri Lanka. Citizens of Sri Lanka. Yes. There are some children, who have never seen the faces of their fathers, except the photographs, since they died in the battlefields. Yes. Sometimes fathers died when their children were still unborn. Yes. Mm. The minds of people in war-torn, WAR, war-torn areas were crippled. Yes. Still there are stumps of soldiers, STUMPS, stumps of soldiers in army houses like Abhimansala. Stumps mean no legs, no hands. Abhimansala. With the help of They are friendly soldiers. They are friendly soldiers because being at home, they cannot be looked after. They cannot be looked after. Now, though wife loves, children loves, the stump can be taken every day in the house. Has to be taken to toilet, has to be washed, has to be worn, has to be uh, fed. That is impossible. Yes. There are so many civilians legless and handless. Yes. Full stop. Though war ended, the war injuries were not fully cured. Right. That is why the post-war generation is vested, VESTD, vested with great responsibility, to rehabilitate the injured minds and work to make a peaceful country. Normally word limit is not given. It is enough for you to write about 300 words, but I give you some ideas. Okay. Yes. After that, third para. Tarushi,
Yes, sir.
can you read up to now the essay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, please.
Citizens of Sri Lanka are well experienced in the terrible event of war during the war period, which lasted 30 years till that was finished in 2009. Mother of Sri Lanka lost her valuable lives as soldiers of both terrorist and Sri Lankan forces as well as civilians as the most horrible aftermath of the terrorism. Of course, that was a civil war between two groups of the citizens of Sri Lanka, since the cadres of LTTE were also the citizens of Sri Lanka who were born here. The terrorist organization called Liberation of Tamil declared war on the Sri Lankan government, having armed as a guerrilla terrorist group fighting in order to establish their over Neelam region in north and east provinces in Sri Lanka. However, their attempt was foiled by Sri Lankan forces in 2009 after 30 years of severe damages to both sides. The life damages for LTTE is not accounted, but Sri Lankan forces lost around 30,000 valuable lives and so many most innocent civilians in every nook and corner of the country. LTTE is not only blasted bombs in north and east, but also in urban areas, including Colombo, Galle, and Kandy. In their attack, more than 30 aircrafts in Katunayake Airport were destroyed. Central Bank attack, England Revenue Department attack, Galle Harbour attack, and are still in the memory of Sri Lankans. LTTE also made suicide unit with high explosive mines and blasted in urban areas. Child conception was a most horrible and inhuman act that LTTE made. They often violated international human rights as well as military rules. All those fatal memories are still haunting in the memories of Sri Lankan folk, irrespective of whether they are Tamil, Sinhala, or Muslims. Therefore, the past is not dead. In fact, it is not even the past. That is because the most pathetic consequence of these 30 years extended war and still bothering the minds of the citizens of Sri Lanka. There are some children who have never seen the faces of their fathers except the photographs, since they did in the battlefields. Sometimes fathers did when their children were still unborn. The minds of people in the war-torn areas were crippled. Still, there are stumps of soldiers in army houses like Abhimansala with the help of their friendly soldiers because being at home they cannot be looked after. There are so many civilians legless and handless. The war ended, the war injuries were not fully cured. That is why the post-war generation is vested with a great responsibility to rehabilitate the injured minds and work to make a peaceful country.
අර පරණ වීඩියෝස් එවලා තියෙන්නේ කොහාටද මං is it in your groups තරුසි පරණ group එකේද ඔයාලට ඉන්ඩිවිජුවල් එවලා තියෙනවද?
No, sir, it's in the new group.
New group?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Right, new para. Now we are මේ recording එක off වුණාද? මේක record වෙනවද කියලා බලන්න පොඩ්ඩක්. ඔව්නේ. Now we are passing the post-war generation, but it is evident that Mother Sri Lanka has not been fully cured. CURED, fully cured. Full stop. Instead of that, the darker clouds of racialism, 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 and racialism and religious extremism. Religious extremism I still floating, floating over the citizens of the country, making the country dark, right? One lugubrious, lugubrious, lugubrious means very sad, okay? One lugubrious, lugubrious, lugubrious event was the Easter, Easter Sunday attack that took place in 2019 murdering around 500 devotees who gathered at churches to invoke God. Right. Therefore, first of all, there is a necessity to promote the ethnic unity and religious coexistence. 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 Yes. The major means of doing that is Oh, that is starting a meaningful system of education system of education in which a human being human being is produced mm, with a sensitive mind possessing human values and attitudes. Human values and attitudes. Right. People should not be divided as religions, languages so the color of skin. Yes. In promoting that, there is a great responsibility on the hand of political authority of the country. New para. In conclusion, there should be a meaningful process to enhance national harmony without injuring the minds for the minor distinctions. Yes. It was humans who were born on the earth, and religions and languages were made later. Full stop. That is why humanity humanity should be given priority, priority. Now you may think that you started class 9:20 like that, you wrote the essay such a long time. Because I dictated and you wrote. You should also be practiced to write like this. Then only you can get a good grade. My target is to guide you to get A. Right? Should be given priority. Yes. The past is still alive, and it is not even the past, right? In that manner, we have to work to make a pleasant, PLEASANT, pleasant country where all citizens can live with human dignity without any fear, hesitation or discrimination. Yes. Tarush, please read the last part also. Your paper is examined by lecturers. You should feel them, right? You should feel them, understand that. You should feel them that you know English. Your language is proficient. Tarushi, please read the last part.
Now we are passing the post-war generation, but it is evident that Mother Sri Lanka has not been fully cured. Instead of that, the darker clouds of racialism and religious extremism are still floating over the citizens of the country, making the country dark. One rigorous event was the Easter Sunday attack that took place in 2019, murdering around 500 devotees who gathered at churches to invoke God. Therefore, first of all, there is a necessity to promote that ethnic unity and religious coexistence. The major means of doing that is starting a meaningful system of education in which a human being is produced with a sensitive mind, processing human values and attitudes. People should not be divided as religions, languages, or the color of skins. In promoting that, there is a great responsibility on the hand of political authority of the country. In conclusion, there should be a meaningful process to enhance national harmony without injuring the minds for the minor distinction. It was humans who were born on the earth, and religions and languages were made later. That is why humanity should be given priority. The past is still alive and it is not even the past. In that manner, we have to work to make a pleasanter country where all citizens can live with human dignity without any fear, hesitation, or discrimination.
Right. Now we wrote one essay. Tarul, can you upload that to the group?
Okay, sir.
Now let's have a 10 minutes break, okay? Now time is 10:40. Again, 10:15, let's meet. Right. Now, we wrote an essay, you know. Let's go to paper question 2, because another essay we can write next. Reading comprehension and praises. Read the following passage and answer the question below it. 10 marks. 1. The ancient Aryan and revised ancient models. Ancient models share on paradigm and that of the possibility of diffusion of language on culture through conquest. Interestingly, this goes against the dominant trend in archaeology today, which is to stress indigenous development. After that, there is a bracket. The 19th and 20th century have been dominated by the paradigms of process, progress, and science. There is the belief that most disciplines made a huge leap into modernity or true science, followed by steady or cumulative scholarly progress. To these 19th century German and British scholars, the stories of Egyptian colonization and the civilization of Greece violated racial science as monstrously as the legends of sirens and centaurs broke the canons of natural science. Thus, all were equally discredited and discarded. Now, you may understand that this is not an easy task as well as not difficult either. Yes. So, you understand that to these century German and British scholars, the stories of Egyptian colonization and the civilization of Greece violated racial science as monstrously as the legends of sirens and centaurs. And the centaurs mean that there's a mythical age, right? Sometimes we say dinosaur age like that. Broke the canons of natural science, thus all were equally discredited and discarded. For the past 150 years, historians have claimed to possess a method similar to that of natural science. However, following the scientific historians of the 19th and 20th centuries, today the charge of unsound methodology is used to condemn not merely incompetent but also unwelcome work. Criticisms of this kind lead to the questions of positivism and its requirement of proof. Yes, proof or certainty is difficult enough to achieve even in the experimental science of documented history. Documented history and undocumented history are there. Documented history means the history that we know. It is written. In the fields of such as archaeology of the distant past, with which this work is concerned, it is out of the question. All one can hope to find is more or less plausibility. Plausible means fake. 20th century prehistory has been continually troubled by a particular form of this search. Now this is advanced level English wave. Okay, that's right. Now you have to write answers with me. Okay, about 10 years at least, because more than 10 years, if we can write better, I will find past papers also. Which I shall call archaeological positivism. It is a fallacy that presumes that dealing with objects make one objective. The belief that interpretations of archaeological evidence are solid as the archaeological finds themselves. This faith elevates mean keep in a high position, hypothesis based on archaeology as scientific status and demotes information from the past from other sources, legends, place names, religious cults. Cults mean beliefs, faith, adahili, cults. Language and the distribution of linguistic and strict dialects. Dialects mean regional languages. Right. Now, Sinhala also there are dialects. Kalambu Sinhala is considered original Sinhala. Okay, Kalambu district people are talking, that is called original Sinhala. Kandy, Golmatara, and North Central province, sometimes there are dialects. In Kandy they say, Gol Aramakkata ine කුණු හබ්බහ ගන්න එපා දොට්ට පිළට යනවානේ බඩ කඩਿੱත් වෙයි නේ දොඩන්න එපා නේ ඇහක් තරම් කණක් කනින්නවා කියන්නේ that's a joke story also. One film came Medas Kumatad. People didn't go. After that board mentioned Medas Aramakkate. After that people went. Like that they are dialects. Matra language dialects. Some Kandy area Badula sometimes there are Kavai, Yanyang, Inyang, and like that. Yes. They are called dialect. English also same. Now Sri Lankan is a Sri Lankan English dialect. Right. Where we were, yes. Scientific information, sources, legend, place name, religious cults, yes. Language, yes. While all these sources must be treated with great caution, evidence from them is not categorically less valid than that from archaeology. The favorite tool of the archaeological positivist is the argument from science. The belief that if something has not been found, it cannot have existed in significant quantities. But in nearly all archaeology, as in the natural sciences, it is virtually impossible to prove absence. I will probably be argued that this criticism is against straw men, or at least dead men. Modern technologies are much too sophisticated. Sophisticated means modern. To be positive, and no serious scholar today believes in the existence, let alone in the importance of race. Both statements may be true, but what is claimed here is that modern technologists and ancient historians are still working with models set up by men who were crudely positivist and racist. Adapted from Bernal Martin, Black Athena. 540 words are there. Write the letter of the correct answer in your answer script against the number of the relevant question. You will be given an answer script for this, right? Or else on your original paper or your answer paper, you can put A and write the letter of the correct answer, right? Letter of the correct answer. Yes. According to the passage, the three historical models discussed in paragraph, I share the common theory that language or culture is spread through conquest. It is wrong to believe the language or culture is spread through conquest. Conquest is a way which language or culture is spread. The visitors in wars have paradigm possibility to spread their language or culture. Right? Conquest means invasion. Now, for example, Chola conquested Sri Lanka like that. According to the passage, three historical models discussed in paragraph 1 share the common theory that. All right. Let's return to the passage. Now remember these things in mind. Language or culture is spread through conquest. Okay. You have to think about that again. Language and culture is spread through conquest. Right. B. It is wrong to believe that language or culture is spread through the conquest. See, conquest is one way in which language or culture is spread. The victors in wars have a paradigm possibility to spread their language and culture. Now, return to the para. Right. In ancient Aryan, right, and revised ancient models share one paradigm, that is the possibility of diffusion of language or culture through conquest. Interestingly, this goes against the dominant trend in archaeology today, which is to stress indigenous religion. Arag. Now, there's a trend line. It is a sentence in ancient Aryan and revised ancient models share one paradigm, that is the possibility of diffusion of language or culture through conquest. Now return to the questions. Language or culture is spread through conquest. 1. It is wrong to believe that language or culture is spread through conquest. Conquest is the way in which language or culture is spread. The visitors in wars have a paradigm possible to spread the language or culture. What is the correct answer? Think about the correct answer. The ancient Aryan revised ancient models share one paradigm. That is the possibility of diffusion of language or culture through conquest. Yes. Interestingly, this goes against the dominant trend in archaeology today, which is that indigenous development. Let's go to other also. The 19th and 20th centuries have been dominated by the paradigms of progress of science. There's a belief that most disciplines made a huge leap into modernity or true science, followed by steady cumulative scholarly progress. Right. Now, our answer we have to find here. The ancient Aryan revised ancient model share on one paradigm, that is the possibility of diffusion of language or culture through conquest. So what is the answer? Language or culture is spread through conquest. It is wrong to believe that language or culture is spread through conquest. Yes. Conquest is the way in which language or culture is spread. The victors in wars have a paradigm possibility to spread their language. What is the answer you think? Yes. Come to the beginning again. Then කවුද ඉන්නේ මේකේ? අර ගිල්ලනේ. The ancient Aryan revised ancient model share one paradigm of the possibility of diffusion of language through the culture or conquest. Right. You'd better read again and again and give the answer. Then in the next one, in next session, let's mark it. That's better, I think. Let's go to question number 2. What is, according to the author, follows from the belief that adherence to science and progress, paragraph 2, has caused that improvement to the disciplines of archaeology. Right? The methods of theories of natural science. Right. Modernity is a result of the huge leap of its true science. Racial science, like natural science, cannot be violated. All previous methods of archaeology needed to be discredited and discarded. Let's discuss the question, and after that you would better try yourself. In my next lesson, I will give my correct answers. Okay. In the phrase, all were equally discredited, as used in paragraph 2, all refers to religious cults, legends, place names, language, and the distribution of linguistic and speak dialects. Stories of Egyptian colonization and civilization of Greece. Pursued violations of racial science, as well as the myths and contradicted natural science. 19th century British German scholars. Right. Like that, there are 10 questions. Okay. Right. I do a thing like this. You would better try on this thing. In next lesson, I will give answers. Okay. Yourself try. After that, write a traces summarizing the passage given in the question number 2 above, following the instruction given below. Use your own words as far as possible. You have to give a summary then. Now I have told you. Begin the trace on a new sheet. Divide your pages into 5 columns and number lines. Write the traces within the following word range: 175, 185. State the number of words you have used in your traces. Trace means, this is called pronunciation trace. Trace means summary. You have to summarize all 5 passages How many passages are there? Yes, 6 into 1, right? You have to use 5 columns. Every passage should be, every para should be summarized. The ancient Aryan revised like that, yes. Yes. Now start like this. Time to time you have to count the number. How language began spreading is interesting. Is interesting. Yes. There is a connection between language and archaeological development. Language and archaeological development. My camera off. Language and archaeological development. You have to make 5 rules. Divide the page into 5 columns. In one column, one word only. 19th and 20th centuries have been dominated by the paradigm of progress of science. They also believe that more disciplines made a huge leap into the modernity of true science. Yes. We believe that there have been different words should be different. You are not to borrow the words from the text itself. Have been different impacts, IMPATCH impacts on modernity. Here 25 words we have. Okay. Yes. The advent of German and British scholars made changes in the historical legends of civilizations of Egypt and Greece Greece. Yes. Yes. As a result of the arrival of 19th century British science, all those beliefs of natural sciences were ignored. Yes. What the word count we are given? For summarizing, 175 to 185, right? Yes. In the past, natural science was believed but that was found as unsound methodology with the scientific discoveries of 19th and 20th centuries. Right. The history ancient history is merely legendary. there are no proofs. There are no proofs to prove ancient legends. Ancient legends. Therefore, they are called unwelcome work. Unwelcome work. In the exam, you can ask for another rough paper and make it and include it to paper. Okay. The modern the modern theories were found through experiments which denotes the documentary history. That is summary, no need to passages, right? Break passages. Twentieth century philosophy has been continually troublesome by a particular form of a search for the truth. Yes. It is in the 20th century 20th word 20th century archaeological positivism was introduced. Yes. The existence of ancient archaeology, however, troubled modern theories. Full stop. The science of language and technology of archaeological are different. වචන කීයක් තිබුණේ අතන කියන්නේ කියලා? How many words? You don't remember it. Yes, 175 to 85. Yes. Yes. Modern archaeology and ancient ones are both positive. Yes. Both means are scientific. 181ක් තියෙන වචන මම ලියපු එකේ. Please read, Tarushi. Summary, can you read? You have to write as lines. I will show it in the... Yes. When I take the board, I will show it. Please read this.
How language began spreading is interesting. There is a connection between language and archaeological development. We believe that there have been different impacts on modernity. The advent of German and British scholars made changes in the historical legends of civilization of Egypt and Greece. As a result of the arrival of the 19th century British science, all these beliefs of natural science were ignored. In the past, natural science was believed, but that was found as unsound methodology with the scientific discoveries of 19th and 20th centuries. The ancient history is merely legendary. There are no proofs to true ancient legends. Therefore, they are called unwelcomed words. The modern theories were found through experiments which denote the documentary history. It is in the 20th century archaeological positivism was introduced. The existence of ancient archaeology, however, troubled modern theories. The science of language and technology of archaeological are different. Modern archaeology and ancient one are both positive. Both means are scientific.
Right. Today I stop here. Normally till 1 o'clock from next day I will go. Don't you believe that doing past papers will be useful for you? No. You can do yourself.
No, sir, it's useful.
Yes. Try to write answers for those questions. Next day I will discuss that. Okay. Then today enough. Have a nice day. Again we are meeting Tuesday morning. Also there is extra class, and Tuesday 6:30 your time PM. Right. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Have
Welcome.
a nice day. Sir, can you send the recording?
I will send. Okay. Balam.
Sir, I couldn't join the class at time.
Today
Oh yes.
morning.
Oh yes.
Morning 9:30 like that.
9.
I mean 9:20 like that we started. Every day 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's start Saturday and Sunday.
Oh.
Today, I mean tomorrow you are free.
Oh yes, sir.
Send me a message morning. Okay.
Okay, sir.